here so we can see if we can save someone the scriptures. Right, that's what we do. We read the scriptures. Right? Here we are again. It's a beautiful night. It's been a long day. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to follow the way, you know, be a fool for the Messiah, right? Because we can't go to no other live or nowhere else where they're not using pagan terms, right? We're a small community. You know, it's only a faithful few. I mean, anybody that ain't been on here, they don't know what I'm talking about. But the people that have been coming on this live consistently with me and know what I'm talking about, right? I got to share the live with them, right? Because I hope some of them are, Elohim's going to separate the wheat from the chaff, right? Through pure fire, right? He's going to separate the wheat from the chaff, right? I had to, I had to take my, my chemical imbalance medication because I was getting kind of worn out, you know, so I took it and, I feel a little bit better now, right? I have to take medication, right, to keep my chemicals in my brain together, right? But one thing about me, right, is I don't mind going to the streets, right, no matter what corner it is, no matter where it's at, right, and going to them corners and letting people know that his name is Yehoshua, not Jesus, right? I don't have no problem doing that. I'm gonna share it live again. I gotta start sharing it with new people because, I've been sharing it with the same people. Like, they get the message. This got to be for different people who don't get the message, right? Who haven't been in the live and don't really know anything. It ain't about us that already know the truth. It's about people that don't know the truth, right? It's about the ones that don't know the truth. It says, this is, I don't know the mind of Elohim unless I read in the Bible, but this ain't about for us that know the truth. So even if you're not going to stick around, can you please repost the live? Repost the live and stop being selfish and all about yourself. I'm not talking about anybody, the ones that been on here. I'm talking about anybody that come through, right? Just glazing through, right? Because a lot of people who care. This is our duty that we at least got to repost the live. If y'all been here before, y'all know how this go. If not, please repost the live. If this is your first time on here with us, right? We don't do no trying to impress nobody. We don't do no my face all in the camera stuff. We don't do none of that. You know what I mean? We go straight to the scriptures, and that's what we do. We don't use no pagan words around here or none of that. That's why I put it in the chat, in my chat thing, to words to watch. We don't say no amen around here. We don't call on no Lord around here. We definitely don't call on no Jesus around here. And we don't call on no Gad or God or none of that weird pagan stuff that y'all done put on a name that's unsayable, right? Judges 13:18, right? Repost the live if this y'all first time on here, please. Please, because we trying to save people, right? Or we can't do the saving. We trying to plant the seed. That's all I'm trying to do. I know today I had a real experience with the master. I had a real experience with the master today. Like never before, right? I felt abandoned. I told myself, I said this. I said, I don't know. I hope that Elohim wants to dwell in my temple, right? But I hope he wants to dwell in my temple. So I said, if he don't want to dwell in my temple, then it's going to be an empty vessel then. Because Satan sure ain't dwelling in my temple. I got control over that, right? How do you got control over that? Don't bite the apple. Whatever type of fruit it was, don't bite it. That's how you do that. Don't bite the apple. That's how you do it. Once you bite that apple, it's going to lead to disobedience to the master. Now, if you can't hang tough, then this live ain't for you. You might as well go somewhere where they talking about Lord and Jesus and all that pagan stuff. You might as well go to that live because we ain't doing none of that here. I can't even find music where people are raising that up. So I have to go to secular music, right? That's not cursing and all of that, right? And I gotta dedicate it. This is how I do it. I say, Elohim, this song is an offering to you. There ain't nobody making no music talking about Yehoshua. They gotta guard the secret. That pagan name they call him on. Jesus, right? Now the ones that don't know no better, I don't think it's counted for them as sin. But once you know better, once you know that his name is Yehoshua, once you know that Jesus has pagan origins to it, and you still disobeying the third commandment, falsifying his name, calling him God and Gad and all this weird stuff, Jesus and all this Iosis and all this stuff. I'm gonna show the Carfax. I'm just getting warmed up. Give me a second. Whoever don't stick around, they ain't meant to stick around. I'm not begging nobody to stick around. They can go somewhere where they talking about praise the Lord and talking about this Holy Spirit and all these pagan words, right? It's the sacred breath. That's what it's called. Sacred breath, or Ruach Kadesh. Even if you don't know how to say it right, Elohim knows your intentions. Ruach Kodesh. And you can practice it. You don't have no excuse. You got time for everything else, but you ain't got time to practice on. You can practice this and practice that. You was boogie woogieing at the bar all them years. Now you can't boogie woogie and learn. You can learn all them boogie woogie songs, but you can't learn how to say Ruach Kodesh. Ruach Kodesh. Elohim knows your intentions. Just start trying. That's the name we can call on. Elohim and Yehoshua. That's his proper earthly name. It's Yehoshua Elohim. Yehoshua Elohim. It's his earthly name. Now it said the rider on the horse, right, had a name that nobody knew but him. That's in Revelations. Y'all got to start Googling stuff. Why I got to keep doing all the work? This is supposed to be a team thing. So if anybody has a Bible and wants to come up, can they please come up with a Bible? Not saying, oh, I got it on my phone. If you got a physical Bible, come up and don't have all that static playing in the background. Please, respectfully. Now, we learning, y'all. Listen, I'm going to give y'all a quick testimony. And then if anybody want to give a testimony, they can give a testimony too. Because this ain't no big eyes and little U's. Didn't Yehoshua have the taught ones? We were all, once we learn this, right? That's why I don't have time for somebody. That's why people don't have my number. You could get my number if you really serious about following the way and you have questions that you want to know outside of here and your intentions are pure. I will give my second number out. If somebody got questions about something, and it could be wherever two or more gathered, there he is in the midst. I don't mind giving my number out. We are just vessels, right? Y'all, when y'all start going like this, I'm telling you, you're going to see something different. If you say, in the name of, may Yehoshua rebuke, that's it. You're going to start seeing things different. In the name of, the name you gave us, Yehoshua, right? That's the name that you can call on. Yehoshua Elohim. But really, he gave us that earthly name so we'll have a name to call on so we can fight the wiles of the evil one, right? But really, he is from it's beyond our human comprehension to know what eternity is, Even when we long gone, if we ain't in that Lamb's Book of Life, right? Or unless we fools for Hamashiach and it is something else, right? He's still going to be eternal. Eternity is a big word to try to wrap your mind around. Because we're thought to think infinite terms. But guess what? It's eternally right now. It's eternally right now. Right now, you don't have to take a bite of the apple or whatever type of fruit it was. You don't have to take a bite of the fruit right now. I'm glad it's only 4 of us on here. Because it says in 2 Corinthians 4, repost alive though, at least, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm about to go into the word. I don't know what I did with my trash can. I must have left it outside. That's not important right now. I'm not going to let nothing distract me from doing what I'm supposed to do. There's no way I could pay Yehoshua back for dying for somebody like me, a wretched man, right? That's one thing I know for sure, that he died for the true believers, right? And only he knows who's in that Lamb's Book of Life, right? I didn't say I was saved. I said I hope I'm saved. I didn't say that my name's in the Lamb's Book of Life. I said I hope my name's in there. I didn't say I know I'm going to heaven. I said I hope I'm going to heaven. I didn't say that the kingdom of heaven lives inside of me. I said I hope it lives inside of me. And if it don't live inside of me, then I'm just an empty, abandoned vessel, because I'm not letting Satan live inside me. That's one thing I can make a choice over. Satan is not going to inhabit me. I'm about to sit down and get the Bible. I'm just a little wound up, y'all. I'm wound up. Give me a second. Praise Elohim. And anybody that missed what we were saying earlier, I'm gonna put it on that YouTube. I just been busy all day. Running around and doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. Because you never would know what the Ruach Kadesh gonna have you do through the day. Unless you listening. Unless you just being a busybody doing what you want to do. Right? Did everybody repost the live? I'm gonna share it one more time. Because there's some people that I didn't get to share it with that might want to be on here. But it's sad that well, it's not sad that we get. I'm not. That we get in the same crowd, right? We got to get new. We trying to get new people. We trying to get this out. It's 8 billion people in the world, right? Once I don't know when Elohim's coming back. I don't have no knowledge of that. That's not what a prophet is. Saying they know they can predict what's going to happen in the future. A prophet, according to the Bible, is somebody that's spreading the good news, right? Letting your light shine, right? Amongst men, rightly dividing the word of truth. What did I say, y'all? You got to compare scripture with scripture, word with word, and make sure you're doing it in its proper context, right? You can't just say, "Oh, I felt." You can do that. If Elohim opens if the dove. So this is what this lesson gonna be called. The same thing it was earlier, y'all. Right? The dove. Excuse me, I got an itch in my eye. The lamb. Been something in my eye all day. I got it out though. The dove, the lamb. In Judges 13:18, right? The dove, the lamb, and Revelations 13:18. All right, so let's go here so we can all get into this real quick. Because we're going every time we come on here, we're going to go through this because we're going to try to knock this home for the people that don't know. We're going to go back to the concordance. Let me get my Pepsi. Give me 1 second. We're going to go back to the concordance. So and if anybody get tired of it, I'm just making sure we get this crystal clear, right? So nobody can't have no excuses because it's appointed for man to die once. But after that, judgment. Hold on, man. I gotta see. I just rushed into this because I had the zeal of Elohim in me, right? And I wasn't prepared, right? That's why Elohim said, "Where's your wedding garments at?" You know what I mean? You got to be prepared. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. But I'm not. So give me 1 second, y'all. I am ready, but I just wasn't 100% ready. So let me get all my stuff over here. Oh, no. Let me see. Yeah, I'll do that right there. That there, right? Give me 1 second. No, I'll keep saying that. Well, we don't have to. If you got something else to do, ain't nobody forcing you to be here, right? Whoever it's meant to hit, it ain't gonna miss. Whoever it missed, it wasn't meant to hit. We're gonna go right back to the concordance, right? Praise Elohim. And we just got the faithful few because this is the way Elohim wanted it. He wanted it just to be the faithful few, right? He didn't want, it's not for everybody, right? What was I looking at? What was I looking at earlier? Let me go where I was. We're going to go into that too. Let's go into that first, right? Where's my book at? Give me 1 second. Trying to get myself prepared. I'll be taking so many notes, right? So what was this talking about earlier? This is stuff we was talking about earlier. Trying to figure out. Okay, so we already all know about these pagan. Let's put another pagan name over here. Holy. I might lose some of y'all with this, but I don't care. Because if it wasn't meant for you, it ain't meant for you. You know what I mean? In a parable, he didn't speak. What other words they got here that's pagan that I know about? Oh. What other words? Oh yeah, we losing people. Good, because they ain't meant to be here. Right? Why are they not meant to be here? I'm gonna show y'all something before we go into the notes, because I'm gonna take my sweet time with this. Even if it's just me and it says 0 up there. Elohim said, preach to the dry bones, Ezekiel. Right? Preach to the airwaves to get them demons out of the airwaves. Right? May Yehoshua rebuke any in this phone or in this through the wire, wherever it's trying to come. I already, Yehoshua already ran the devil out of my town. And so anybody that's with the devil in this town, they got to get out of here. They got to go, because it's no name more powerful in the world. No name than this name right here. This is the most dominant name that you could call on in the world. Yehoshua. Get it? Got it? Good. Where was I going right here with this? Help me, Elohim, to figure this out. Help me, Elohim, to figure out what I was what I was about to go to. I forgot what I was about to go to. But wherever we at, we just go and start reading from there, because we've been reading the same stuff over and over. So we got to go to different stuff. If y'all want to know about what we was talking about earlier, we're going to just go to that. You can just go to that. For this, Melchizedek, sovereign of Shalom, it'll come to me what I was. Shalom, right? Where's my phone at? That means peace, right? So we got, where is this at? Malket, Sedek, right? The high priest forever. Forever is eternal, right? So he's the high priest. This is Hebrews. Praise Elohim, praise Elohim. First of all, let's get this started with a prayer. In the name of Yehoshua, may you please bless this live. Abba, Bard. Rauka Desh. Thank you for all that you've done for us, giving us our spiritual daily bread and giving us another chance to go into your beautiful word and decipher. Open our spiritual, forgive me, Elohim, forgive me. Open our ruahs, Kodesh, eyes, right? Open our ruah, Kodesh, eyes. Have mercy on me, because I have to train myself out of saying these pagan words. Elohim. We only got to call on one name. You don't have to learn any other name but this name. Yehoshua. All the other stuff comes secondary. Melchizedek, all this stuff comes secondary. Yehoshua. So who is this Melchizedek? Melchizedek, right? Sovereign of Shalem, right? That means what? Let's look it up. I think it means peace. Like it looks like it's close to Shalom, right? And Shalom means peace, right? Shalem, peace. Or Shalom, right? That would make sense. Father, what does it say? Let me let y'all see the words. For this is Melchizedek, a king of peace, priest of the Most High Elohim, who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the sovereigns and blessed him, to whom also Abraham gave 1/10 of all, his name being translated. Indeed, first sovereign of righteousness. And then also sovereign of Shalom. That is sovereign of peace. Right? Sovereign of peace. Without father, without mother, without genealogy, having neither beginning of days, nor end of days, but having been made like the son of Elohim, remains a priest of all time, right? So this is Melchizedek, right? You got Yehoshua, you got Melchizedek with no genealogy, right? Praise Elohim. Let me write this down. With no genealogy, right? We know that Yehoshua got a genealogy through Mary. But does he? She was just the vessel that he came through. He don't have any birth record. So this Melchizedek is talking about Yehoshua, because Mary, the angel Gabriel, just came to Mary and said, "You are now pregnant." No man was involved. So how he got a genealogy? He had to take on corrupt flesh, right? He had a vessel to come through. He's not related to Mary. How can he be related? She was just a vessel, right? The dwelling place that he came out through, right? Not having no genealogy. So this, when they give the genealogy of Luke, that's Mary's genealogy, not Yehoshua's. He is Melchizedek, having no birth record. So let's clear up the lies, y'all. So because it's gonna keep us going. This ain't no lie though. I'm gonna tell y'all we're gonna show the lies, right? I'm gonna show you the lies. We're gonna stay here for real quick. Prince of Peace. This all describes Yehoshua, right? So the truth is that Melchizedek is Yehoshua, because it says what? It says that Yehoshua, when it gives the genealogy in Matthew, it says son of David, son of Abraham, right? That there was no kings in Mary's lineage, right? No kings, right? But it says that Melchizedek is a sovereign, right? That's because Yeshua don't really have a birth record. He had to take on corrupt flesh, right? In order that all may be fulfilled, right? He had to fulfill the law, the Torah, right? So he used Mary to come through, right? As the vessel to come into the world through, right? So this is a representation. Melchizedek is Yehoshua, right? Go, let's show me another one. Gabriel is Yehoshua, right? They're all, because it's one faith, one ruah, or dove. Why do I keep saying dove, y'all? Because didn't the dove descend on Yehoshua's arm? Didn't Noah send the dove out, and the dove didn't come back and came back with an olive branch or something like that? Don't in Genesis 1:2, it says the dove was moving over the face of the deep. It says the Ruach Kodesh, which is the dove, right? Because it descended on Yehoshua, right? In the form of a dove. Yehoshua said, "Be wise as serpents, but harmless as doves." Right? That's what he said, right? Now see how great this one was, to whom even the ancestor. Wait a minute, let's go slow. Now see how great this one was, comma, to whom even the ancestor, Abraham, gave a tenth of his choicest booty, because he was a priest, and that was the law, that you had to give the priest a tenth of what you had, right? Anybody just got here, please repost the live because we trying to get this out to everybody, because it says once the gospel is preached all over the world, then the end will come. And I'm ready to meet the Maker. I'm ready. Now see how great this one was. I'm not saying I'm ready because I'm not a sinner. Even if I'm going to the lake of fire, I'm just ready to meet him. Because I know that death is the most beautiful invention ever. Because it's the equalizer. You can't run from it. Everybody want to keep on sinning and partying and nonsense, but death is the equalizer for the true believers. It's appointed for man to die once, but then either judgment or incorruptible, immortality. It's one of the two. That is, let's see what verse that's in. Excuse me, because I know y'all be wanting to have verses, so I'm not going to cheat y'all, right? I'm gonna give you the verses. I'm not trying to preach. I'm trying to teach, right? 1 Corinthians 5:8. Believers go straight to the third heaven. 1 Corinthians 5:8. 2 Corinthians, I apologize. 2 Corinthians 5:8. True believers go straight to the third heaven. Right? I don't know who that is, because I don't have the Lamb's Book of Life in front of me. All I have is the Bible. So we're not here to promise you nothing, right? We ain't prosperity ministry. If you do this and do that, right, you go and get it. You do it yourself salvation program, right? But that's not what we're doing here. I'm not giving you no promises. All I'm trying to do, what did you do? Because you might not have did that. That's why I'm trying to see what you did. What do you mean? What did I do? Oh, you must be talking to somebody in the comments. I don't know what's going on, but I'm sticking to the script. All right. So true believers, according to 2 Corinthians 5:8, go straight to heaven, right? And where is that at? It says, no, I don't want to go to that verse. Let's go to the other verse. Where's the third heaven at? 1 Corinthians 12:2, right? Because we're going to go scripture to scripture. That's how I do it here. I was just getting warmed up, right? 2 Corinthians, true believers go straight to heaven, to the third heaven. 1 Corinthians 12:2. Where am I at here? All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So why did I, in the beginning, I said what? I said the dove, the lamb, we know who the lamb is, right? And Judges 13:18. Why did I say Judges 13:18? Because Manoah asked the messenger, he said, what is your name? In the King James Version, it says, why do you ask my name when it's beyond comprehension? So let's go here again. For the people that missed it before, we're going to go straight to the worst one they use. Jesus. Consider Iosis, rendered as Jesus in the English version up to now. For example, the authoritative Greek-English lexicon of Liddell and Scott under Ioso, the Greek goddess of, I might not say it right, healing, reveals that the name Ioso is also Iso, and the Ionic dialect of the Greeks, Iosos, being the contracted genitive form. In David Kratt's dictionary of Greek and Roman mythology, we found a similar form, namely Iosos, whatever. There were 4 different Greek deities with the name Iosos, whatever, one of them being the son of Rhea. Further, it is well known that Ies is the abbreviated form of the name Iosos. And Dr. Bollinger in Apocalypse, page 396, says Iesis was part of the name of Bacchus. Also see Come Out of Her, My People by C.J. Coastal. The original King James Version translators consistently translated the Greek term Iosis as Jesus, even when referring to Yahushua, son of Nun, in Abram, Hebrews 4:8. Thereby, let me write that down. Hebrews 4:8. Thereby recognizing that the same term should be used throughout. Modern translators have opted in Abram, Hebrews 4:8, to render whatever as Joshua, Yehoshua, thus recognizing that the Greek term was a placeholder for the original Hebrew name. What's a placeholder, y'all? Like, you got a cup, right? This is the placeholder right here. Right? For the cup. That's the placeholder for the cup. Placeholder, right? Render Iosis as Yehoshua, thus recognizing that the Greek term was a placeholder for the original Hebrew name, but have inconsistently not rendered Iosos as Yehoshua throughout the rest of the Messianic writings. Doing it on purpose, right? What else we got here? Did I say something? Did I make myself crystal clear? So when you die and you're standing before the Waymaker, right? You can't say that you wasn't on TikTok and somebody told you his proper name. You are now responsible for what you know. Apart from Gad, hold on. Apart from Gad, the son of Yaakov, there was another Gad. The astrologers of Babel called Jupiter Zeus by the name Gad. He was also well known among the Canaanites, where his name was often coupled with Baal, Gad, which according to the Masoretic vow pointing in the book of Yehoshua, I hope it ain't no Hebrew Israelites here. Please, I hope none of them is in here. I hope they not, because we don't want you here. We follow the way. Yohanan 14:6. Yehoshua said, I am the way, and narrow is the way. It's not a destination to get to heaven. It's a lifestyle on purpose, right? For what he did on that stake for you. Lifestylers, right? It's a lifestyle. The way means your prayer equals your lifestyle. Not saying no long-winded thousand word prayers and then go pick up a blunt. Apart from Gad, all right, here we go. He was also well known among the Canaanites, where his name was often coupled with Baal, Gad, which according to the Masoretic vow, pointing in the book of Yehoshua, is pronounced Baal or God. This same name is discovered in the ancient Germanic languages as Got, Goda, Gud, God, Gud, like pronounced like mud, Gad, it's crazy, where the A rhymes with the letter U, Gad, and mud is used as a proper name in, what book is this? Yeshayahu, which is Isaiah, right? 12:7 and 13:5. Oh, let me see if that sister on here. She real sharp. If she's still on, I don't know. I gotta see if she on here. No, yeah. Hey, Sarah Fiel, you real sharp, man. I need you to DM me that verse that you gave me about the I never looked at that verse. Put it in the chat. That verse you showed me about when after the resurrection, how the saints that were that were in the graves started coming out and showing themselves in Yerushalayim. Send me that verse again, sister. I was like, man, I've never seen that. Matter of fact, I could Google it. Am I making myself crystal clear with this? Can y'all please repost the live so we can get the truth out there? It says once the gospel is spread to the four corners, as a reference to the deity, some of y'all gonna hear this and still be calling him Jesus, because it's not meant for you, right? And searching further back into the Indo-Germanic, Indo-European roots, we find that it traces back to the word, whatever that is, which means union, even sexual union. No wonder this meaning is still evident in the Dutch and German Gade. It's crazy. What's next? I hope I'm making myself crystal clear, because when you standing in front of Elohim, when we all standing there, right, you can't say I ain't tell you. And if I'm wrong, then I'll just be a fool for the Messiah, for Yehoshua HaMashiach, in the unsayable name. Judges 13:18. Substituting the name of with Lord or Lord, as has been done in the most translations. That's why y'all, if any of y'all notice that if you go to my live, I didn't do it to all of them. I got burnt out because everything already written out. Some of us is written for destruction, like sons of perdition, like Yehuda, Judas, right? Y'all call him Judas. Some of y'all are written as sons and daughters of perdition, just bent on hell, self-destruction. That's why you swam to the egg so fast, because you wanted to get here so you can go to the lake of fire. A bad seed from bad sperm. And some of us he foreknew. Now, do I know who that is? I don't know, brother. I don't have the book of life in front of me. I have the Bible. And if it be the acceptable will of Elohim, who is Yehoshua, who is the unsayable name, because it's beyond comprehension. Substituted the name of with Lord or Lord, as has been done in most translations, is against all scripture. It is a transgression of the third commandment, which prohibits us from bringing his name to naught or falsifying Yehoshua for Jesus or Jesus, right? It's falsifying his name. Am I making myself crystal clear? It is a transgression of the command. Deuteronomy 4:2. Do not add to the word which I command you, and do not take away from it. This is repeated in Deuteronomy 12:32, in Psalms 36, in Revelations 22:18 and 19. If y'all want this type of book, you can go on Etsy for $10. You don't have to buy it brand new. It's like $10 on Etsy. A friend sent this to me. She might have been a messenger. It said, be careful, because you might be entertaining messengers and not know it. And she sent me this book. And she said, what's your address? I gave her my address and she sent it. Lord is not an innocent title. We trace it back to the Roman house deity and further back to the name of a Etruscan sovereign, Larth. Not forgetting that in those days, the sovereigns were deities. So this is a transgression of the clear commandment of Shem 23:13. We're going to find out what that is, what Shem is. You did good, son. I'm saying that to y'all. You did good, son. If somebody, you did good, sis. You did good, son. If ain't nobody tell you that today, I'm telling you that. You did good by showing up to this live, right? You did good, son. Where we at? What are we talking about here? Oh, I'm trying to find what that Shem stand for. Oh, okay. It's not Genesis. Oh, it's for Exodus. All right, so Exodus 23:13. Shemoth, right? 23:13. Let me write that down. Thanks for liking the live. You don't have to do that though, but I thank you though. Appreciate it. You don't have to like the live. We don't care about getting popular. All I care about is y'all reposting the live so somebody that might be lost can we can try to see if we can plant a seed. What did I say? 23:13. Let's see what it says. And now, please, if I have found favor in your eyes, please show me your way and let me know you so that I find favor in your eyes and consider that this nation is your people. Am I the right one? No, I'm not, but this is still a good verse. And now, please, if I have found favor in your eyes, please show me your way and let me know you so that I find favor in your eyes and consider that this nation is your people. Who this talking to? Us, right? Not US. Us, right? Us. Listen, y'all. We are all soldiers in Yehoshua's eyes. Now it's time for war. (23:13). Elohim chuckled at that, man, because I almost started chuckling at it. What I just said, 23:13. Somebody in the live was laughing. I don't know who it was. Somebody laughing. I don't know if it was the Ruach Kadesh or who somebody was laughing at something. And in all that I have said to you, heed and make no mention of the name of other mighty ones. Let it not be heard from your mouth. Jesus, none of them names. No more. Let them be heard from your mouth. Write this verse down. Now we got a new verse. Exodus. This is a command. A demand, not a command, a demand. You're either going to do it or you're not. Because when God, oh my God, see, I'm still using it. Have mercy on me, Elohim. I'm still learning. I'm trying to retrain myself out of something that I was taught all my life until you revealed the truth to me. Have mercy on me for disrespecting the live. Somebody type, oh, no, you don't got to type nothing. Somebody type Yehoshua in the comments. Let me do it. No, we ain't got to do that. He know my intentions. That's the most important thing you got is your intention, y'all. He knows the intentions of men. He knows he can see through you like an x-ray. Better than an x-ray. Exodus 23:13 is a very important verse. I'm about to write that on my wall, y'all, because this ain't just about y'all. It's about me too, getting learning. We learning together. Exodus 23:13. I'm about to write that down. Very important verse. Very important. Exodus. What is that? What I said was 23:13. Exodus 23:13. Now I want to show y'all something different. Because we don't have to keep going over this, do we? Did I make myself crystal clear? We done looked up that pagan word for the Adonai. We done looked up the pagan word for the unspeakable name. And we done looked up the pagan word for the body, which is son, Yehoshua, right? The fullness, right? Because he decided to come down here and take on carnal sinful flesh and be the sacrifice. Somebody had to do it, and he chose to come and do it. The job dirty, but somebody had to do it. He emptied himself of all his royalty. And Melchizedek is his high priest. Because why do I keep saying that, y'all? Let me show y'all something. This is what y'all keep missing. There is no Trinity in the Bible. There is no rapture in the Bible. There's no word rapture. It's all stuff made up. There's no Good Friday. There's no Easter. There's no Christmas. What other pagan stuff they got in there? There's no praying to a statue. This is a violation. Man, these people, oh man, boy, this is so crazy. They know who they are already. They know that they the Antichrist already. And they know that they work who they working for. They working for Satana, the Roman Catholic Church, and all these prosperity ministries, because they come as an angel of light with this name right here. This is their God. Jesus is their God. We know that there was never, ever, ever, look at this, 2,000 years later, y'all. Pope Leo was quoted as saying, it has served us well, this myth of Christ. Because this is the myth. Jesus is the myth. Yehoshua is the eternal. Dirtied up this, not only did they dirty him up on the cross, they made sure that they dirtied up his memory. Yehoshua. Not realizing that he was going to have children that would heed and hear the word, like the disciples. Look at it, look, y'all. We got the disciples. Anybody that's not on here is not no disciple. If they come through the live and leave when they hear we say that we ain't supposed to say this word, then they not his true disciples. He said, my sheep hear my voice. They have dirtied up his name. 2,000 years later, the Pope talking about in 2033, it'll be 2,000 years since the resurrection, right? I don't believe nothing they say. Who gives them authority? They don't. Where do they get their authority from? Man-made, do-it-yourself salvation program. DIY salvation program. AKA blood suckers of the poor. Always got that gold collection plate any church you go. Always got a collection plate trying to take your last 2 mites. Den of thieves. Wasn't Yehoshua unalived because he went into the temple and started wrecking shop? That was sedition. They charged him with. Because he was saying you're trying to make yourself a king, and when he did that, that got the Romans' attention. When he went into the temple, it's like going to a law office and just start turning everything over, right? Or if one of y'all went to a church and just started the biggest, most powerful church, right? If we just went into the Roman Catholic Church to start tearing stuff up, we in trouble. But we ain't gonna be in enough trouble where they're gonna want to hang us. But that's what they did to Yehoshua, because he knew the scriptures had to be fulfilled, right? He knew all had to be fulfilled. He knew it, right? But he was only human. That's why he said Elohim. That's why he said the Abba. And he gave us a name to call, right? What'd he say? Ilaha. Ilaha. Shabbatani. This is the name to call on. Ilaha. And forget, who cares if they think you calling on the Muslim pagan deity? Who cares? Are you trying to, I mean, you don't have in mind the things of Ilaha, but you got in mind the things of men. You go out on the street and start saying Ilaha, they're going to start thinking, stop telling them. I'm done telling them. I've been sitting here being a fool for Hamashiach, and I love it. Whatever mission he sent me on. But he said, if they don't accept you in one town, dust your shoes off and go to the next. Give me a second, y'all. I got to grab a piece of Nicorette gum because I'm a little bit hyped up. The zeal of the Adonai have eaten me up. Adonai is the proper word for that word. Remember, y'all, Exodus 23:13 is very important. In Judges 13:18, I'm going to put this video on YouTube whenever, as soon as I get off of here, right? So if anybody needs to go back and look something up, go ahead. If you don't want to look at it, I don't care. It can have 0 views. Because I'm not talking to none of y'all here. I'm talking to them demons. Cutting like a 2-edged sword. Let me get a piece of Nicorette going. Give me a second, y'all. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to them demons. Y'all gotta realize, y'all, when y'all go out in public and y'all start feeling all type of weird vibes and stuff, It's because you walking, these demons are inhabiting people. And then they look at you like you crazy, trying to drain your energy. The demons know who you are. When you bar Urka, son of the way, when you're bar Urka, a son of the way, they know who you are. That's what bar Urka means. Urka. It means the son of the way. It don't matter if you're female or male. There's neither Jew, Greek. So let's go into the lesson, right? Real quick that I had prepared here, real quick. Happy Shabbat, y'all. Right? Anybody that hasn't ever been here with us, people are learning because I put it up on YouTube. I got 40 likes for putting up that it's not Good Friday. We breaking down barriers. It's Mark 15:42. It was what? The 5th day of the week, which was Nisan 14th, right? 33 AD, if I'm correct. But I know one thing is correct. They said they had the Passover on Nisan 14th. So it would have had to be Nisan 14th. They was having a cookout at 3 p.m. Google it. That's when they cooked the Passover. While Yahushua was on the cross saying, Eli, Eli, Shabachthani, why have thou forsaken me? They sit here cooking a Passover while I'm up here dying. Because Elohim couldn't look. He had to do what he had to do. He had to fulfill what he was fully human and he was fully. He emptied himself from all his glory and came down, right? Because what? Let me show y'all something. This is going to clear up all misconceptions. And we've been talking about this already. Anybody that been with us. Ephesians 4, 5, and 6. Right? But we ain't going to use the pagan words they got on there. We're going to turn the page. Because this is what I'm going to get into right here. Ephesians 4, 5, and 6. I'm gonna go out of my Bible because I don't even want to have them pagan words associated, if I can help it, with the live. Ephesians 4. I can't control what anybody type in the chat, but I just know I got certain word fillers where they can't put that in there. 4, 5, and 6. Where we at? One master, one belief, one immersion, one Elohim, and Father of all, who is above all, and through all, and in all. So when you hear about Yehoshua, Melchizedek, Gabriel, Michael, the seraphs, it's all one. That's why he gave us a clue when he casted the demons out of the pig. What did the demons say? It says we are legion because we are many, but they was in one person, right? Same thing with Yehoshua. He has a legion too. He said I could call on 72 legions of angels right now, of messengers, part himself. 72,000 messengers. He said I could call 12 legions if I wanted. That's 72,000 because the Roman legion was 6,000. He said I could call on 72,000. He embodied it, right? Could have tore up the shop. All he had to do is say the word like, yo, I ain't gonna do this, man. But he had to, because there was no way that he couldn't do it. Everybody was dependent on him. All of us that wasn't born yet, that was in Adam's loins, was dependent on him. Because he's like, that's not fair. Because Adam and Eve did this, everybody got to go. So he emptied himself of everything, of all his royalty, and came down, right? And walked amongst us, right? Came down in 3 dimensions and carried on in 3 dimensions through the power of the Ruach Kodesh. And he left us with the Ruach Kodesh, the dove. Not a literal dove, y'all, but a spiritual. Here I go with that word again. I got to break myself. The Ruach, part itself, yo. The Ruach Kodesh. He left us with the Ruach Kodesh, right? The dove. Let me show y'all why that word spirit is pagan. Give me a second.
I've never in my life.
Give me a second. I'll just show y'all right now. I hope I screenshotted it. Pretty sure I did. Hold up, oh, here it is right here. This word first. Many popular traditions now considered holy in Christianity, not the way, just because Christianity, including Christmas, Easter, and certain symbols, have roots in or were adapted from ancient, pagan, Roman, and other non-biblical practices. The word holy, right? Hold up. I ain't done. Where did I put that at? Gotta be at the top then. Hold up, give me a second, y'all. I'm just gonna have to Google it again, because I can't find it. No, let me. I'll just show you the etymology of the word. Look at this. Let's see if it gives it right word. Spirit originates from the Latin spiritus, meaning breath, breathing, wind, which also extended to mean soul, right? We know soul is from Sol Invictus. Solar system, solar flare, solar power, right? To mean soul. Now that we already know we got something pagan. Courage or vigor. It derives from here we go again, Proto-Indo-European. Proto-Indo-European to blow. The term enter Middle English via Old French spirit, evolving from physical breath to represent the emanating life force. Spiritus, the word moved from signifying literal breath to the metaphorical breath of life or soul, and later to supernatural beings or mental states. The use of spirits for distilled alcohol stems from alchemy, where volatile substances produced by distillation were thought to be the spirit or the essence of the mixture. Spirit is a doublet of sprite, with both originating from the same Latin root, though they evolved different spellings to distinguish between the abstract spirit and the supernatural creature spirit. Look at this stuff, man. Hold up. This is crazy, man. Look, it's going to say this. Look at this. Spirit is not inherently a pagan word. Look how they always refute themselves. But it is central to pagan beliefs. How many different religions use this word? Nature spirits. Pagans honor spirits of place, land, trees, spirit work. Modern pagan practices often involving building relationships with various spirits through altars, offerings, and communications. Origin of pagan. The term pagan was a term used by early Christians to describe rural dwellers who did not convert, right? The term pagan, let's see. While many pagans engage with spirits, the concept of a spirit exists in numerous religions, philosophical and secular contexts, such as a Christian, Holy Spirit, or the Spirit of the law. Whew. Yes, paganism, broad, diverse spiritual movement, and for many, a way of life focused on nature-based, polytheistic beliefs. It emphasizes a deep reverence for the earth. It's pagan spiritual. This is crazy, y'all. What are the 4 types of spirituality? Mystic, feeling, thinking, visionary, mystic path. All with this word spirit. Then you can go to the liquor store, right? And you can get some wine. And you can get some spirits, right? You can go and go and get some American spirits, right? You can go to church and get the pagan. Then we see holy was come from pagan roots. You can get the pagan spirit, right? But you can't get the sacred breath. The Catholic Church know about this. They say, oh, sacred breath. Sacred breath. If you can't say Ruach Kodesh, that means sacred breath. Sacred breath. Or sacred wind. Let's make sure wind ain't it's sacred breath, y'all. Because I don't even know if wind. We say it's windy outside. We don't know the etymology of that word. Sacred breath. We know we gotta breathe, right? Sacred breath. Your breath is sacred. It ain't no spirit. The spirits come from Satan. Any of those pagan words come from Satan. Did I say something wrong? Am I making myself crystal clear? So when you standing in front of Elohim on Judgment Day, you can't say that man on TikTok didn't tell us. He wasn't trying to get with me. He wasn't DMing me with some weird stuff. He was trying to help me. What are we going at here? Where am I going next? Oh, let's go into the lesson. I apologize, y'all, but I get a little worked up because I hate people playing with this name. I will die behind what I believe in. I didn't say I'm making it to heaven, y'all. I said I hope I'm going to make it. I didn't say my name's in the book of life. I just hope it's going to be in there. If you're working 24/7, 7 days a week, right, at your belief, right, at chasing the way, like the brother said, right, at chasing only the way, right, and trying your best with all your might and everything you got with your intention and your body movement, right, your hands, right, your feet, your arms, your legs, complete. That means 100%, right? 110% submission, because you're going to submit either way. You can't stop your heart from beating. You can't stop when you got to use the bathroom. You can't stop your eyes from blinking. You're going to submit. Or the shadows of the trees are submitting. When I go outside, the birds are communicating back and forth. Praise, back and forth all day. The literal birds. I take a chance. I'll be looking at the cute little squirrel, had a little nut in his mouth. You got to get out in nature and look. Go out in nature. It's nice outside. I go for long walks. Right after I get off here, I'm going to go for a long walk. Because you got to be the light in the dark. And I'll go out there and say stuff like, get out of our town with your drugs and your hustling. You ain't from here. Coming in from all over the world, the demonic stuff, and unalived, my girlfriend was pregnant, right? I used to be that person out there doing that wicked stuff. For some reason, Elohim told me, you are who you are by the grace of complete submission, 24/7. Not no DIY, do it yourself whenever you ready. But look at this. This is the divider right here. Hebrews 3:8, y'all. Harden not your hearts. Stiff-necked people. Even though they hear the truth, they still gonna be calling on conjuring up those spirits, right? 3:15. Harden not your hearts. It goes again. Listen carefully. This is those who the seed is planted on fertile land. And they built, not destroyed. You got two options, y'all. You're either going to build or destroy. That's it. When I was a 5%er, they used to always tell us that. You're either going to build or destroy. When you wake up in the morning, am I going to build today like a master mason, right? Or am I going to destroy today with my hands? 666. 666 is literally your hands. What are you doing with your hands? Putting that cigarette to your mouth? Oh, he's right. Destroying the temple. He said, if you destroy my temple, I will destroy you. Drop all your nut habits right now. I'm talking to them demons. Them demons. Look, we just had 30 people, then 20 left. They wasn't supposed to be here. It missed them. Them demons is running out of town right now. They running right past me because I got what they call, they said I got schizo delusions, right? No, I have the gift of the unsayable name. I got the gift of stiff-necked people. Exodus 32, Pharaoh hardened his heart, right? But wait a minute. In Exodus 7:3, said, I will harden his heart, right? What is the evil one come as? An angel, a false light. Do this thing. In a picture of him, right? Comes through the false light, through a picture they want you to worship, right? The Roman Catholic Church. The illuminated ones, right? They got all type of stuff in their vaults that we don't know about. Taking scriptures out, hiding this, hiding that. Exodus 10:11. Elohim hardens the heart. 2 Corinthians 4:4. It says what? The God of this age. It don't say that in my Bible. Because Satan ain't no God. He ain't no God of nothing. So we got to read very carefully, y'all. Let's go there. Anybody know the verse in Galatians where it's, in Galatians where it says put on all your armor? If you do, put it in the chat or something. I'm gonna Google it. This is why I be telling people don't come up and just start rambling. Do not quench the. They even got it wrong in here. Ruah, right? Do not despise prophecies. Prove them all. Hold fast what is good. Keep back from every form of wickedness. And the Elohim of peace. What did we just hear about that? Melchizedek. That's the secret, y'all. Melchizedek. That's the secret right there. Melchizedek. In Yahushua. One faith, one Ruah, and one immersion, right? They got old mistakes still in here too. That's why Elohim has to open your Ruach Kodesh eyes. Pray without ceasing. That don't mean you got to be like, you just got to mumble. He knows what you're saying. Just all you got to do is move your lips. Don't move your lips so Satan can hear what you're saying. Just move your lips. I'm going to show you like this. Hold up. Where we at? Where we got to go here? Where we going next? 2 Corinthians 4:4. In whom the mighty one of this age, right? A, it has an A there. What do you mean there? See also verses, it says right here, 4a. See Luke 4:6. Let me go on my other Bible. See what we got. Luke 4:6. And then we're going to be done, y'all. Give me a second. Because it is Shabbat, and y'all supposed to rest in it, right? Like like Yahushua rested in it. Who is Melchizedek, right? That's the secret. Yahushua is Melchizedek. Luke, the Elohim of peace. Yehoshua Elohim. Elaha, right? Yehoshua in all caps. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Elah, right? Because Arabic and Aramaic are cousin languages, right? You did good, sir. Let's go. And indeed, wait. Here we go. Where we were at? 4:4. In whom the mighty one, there's nothing mighty about the evil one, right? Who is the mighty one then? Of this age, The mighty one of this age. The mighty one of this age. Let me show you who the mighty one of this age is. This name, propagated and incorporated by the Roman Catholic diocese. King James started it. He also wrote a book on demonology, right? And he hated people that smoke cigarettes. I think he wrote a book on smoking cigarettes, right? He just commissioned it. He didn't write it. The Roman Catholic Church, not King James. Stop blaming King James, y'all. If we didn't have King James Version, we wouldn't know nothing, right? The Roman Catholic diocese, right? Incorporated this name to put fear in us when we were children. Telling us what? That we going to hell, right? The goddess of the underworld, right? Now look, my pen done ran out. Let me get a pen. Yep. Oh, I got them right here. That's why Elohim told me that day. He said, where's your wedding? He said, where's your wedding garments? Y'all coming to the live with no Bible. He said, he told him, Yehoshua gave a parable of the man having a wedding, right? Because the church and the bride say, what? So be it. That's why I put that as a filler. We're not using no Amen Ra. So be it. We end off our prayer with, right? And I said your prayer is your life. All you got to do is mumble. He know what you're trying to say. Just mumble. Don't let the evil one hear what you're saying to Elohim. That's why he said, go in your prayer closet, inside, and listen to that still small voice. If you read the scriptures enough, you'll know, because Satan knows how to read the scriptures too. So you might read a scripture and think it's talking to you, but it's talking to you. So this is how you do it. In the name of, may rebuke the mighty one. So this is the mighty one. This name, right? Propagated and incorporated by the Roman Catholic Church. Not the name, but what's inherent in it. And we just looked up the other stuff, right? So whoever wrote this book and knew that his name was Yehoshua, and still anyway, they tampered with the book, they gonna have their part in the lake, right? We already in the lake. Did y'all ever notice that the sky is up there and we're down here in a spiritual lake? And I'm gonna say that word, in a spiritual lake. Because it is a spiritual. The word spirit is pagan, right? We're in the mighty one of this age, spiritual lake, because we don't know no better. Lake of fire, desolation, right? Because I'm like, wait a minute, Satan can't be no mighty one. So you have to look real closely. The mighty one of this age, right? Since what year? Since when? Since Yehoshua, A-R, not A-D, after resurrection. Ever since he went back to the third heaven and left what down here? He left the dove down here. The Ruah. Ruah. That's the easiest way you can say it. Ruah. Ru. Like ruler. Ruah. Like when the doctor say, open your mouth. Ruah. Ruah. Has blinded the minds. This shouldn't be minds. It should be the sons of Adam, because mind comes from the pagan word manus, right? Then we look at that in the concordance. Anybody been with us? That was our other lesson. Manus. Sanskrit, which literally means to think or mind or man. Look at the root words and stuff, y'all. Spire. Sprite, they said. They said Sprite. So we saying the pagan Sprite? Does not shine on them. I'm not drinking Sprite no more. If we do not proclaim ourselves, wait, I missed something. Has blinded the minds, the stiff neck. Didn't we just see that? Didn't we just read that? What did we read, y'all? Where was we at? Because I get in the zone. I don't know if y'all want to call it, whatever y'all call it. I get in the Ruach Kadesh, right? I get in the Ruach Kadesh. And then after I get off the live, sometimes the Ruach Kadesh says, go for a walk, brother. And I go for a long walk. And I walk backwards too. Because whatever injuries you got from walking forward, you can walk backwards and start to get your muscles back strong. So find somewhere you can go and start walking backwards. Start walking up the steps backwards as an exercise. You don't got to run. Just walk. It's the healthiest exercise you could do. It's the most natural exercise you could do. But listen, I don't care if people watching or anything. I start looking at the sidewalk and walk backwards because I don't have in mind the things of men. I have in mind the things of enlightening, said blinded the minds, the stiff-necked people, right? Because what? They weren't foreordained. They weren't written in the Lamb's book, right? He never knew them, right? So the ones on here that just sound like Chinese, he never knew you. He has to write it on the tablets of your heart of the unbelieving, so that the enlightening of the good news of the self-esteem, right, gives us self-esteem. This is the only thing that can give us self-esteem. Yehoshua, the Messiah, who is the likeness of Elohim, does not shine on them. Look at this, what it say, y'all. The good news of the esteem of the Messiah. You notice it don't say Christ. It don't say Jesus or Jesus. It says the good news of the self-esteem of the Messiah, comma, who is the likeness of Elohim. This is very important. Does not shine on them, right? For we do not proclaim ourselves greedy, selfish, in vain, vanity, puffed up with pride. A humble and contrite heart he will not despise, but the proud he hates. Proverbs chapter 6. But Messiah, the master, see it don't you see it ain't nothing to say. Messiah, the master, and ourselves your servants for the sake of. For Elohim, you notice how it says this, and then it says for Elohim, who said, Elaha, right? Who said, let there be light, right? Out of darkness, Genesis 1:3. I don't want to mess my book up. Hold on, let me write this down. Genesis 1:3. That's when the church age ended. Genesis 1:3. You ever look in a church when nobody's in there? It's darkness. They turn the lights out. The business is done for the day. The operation is done. For Elohim, who said, let light shine, let Yehoshua shine out of darkness, right? Out of the lake of fire, is the one who has shown in our hearts for the enlightening of the know where the ledge is or fall off the edge of the self-esteem of Elohim. That's where we get our self-esteem from, of Elohim in the face of Messiah. What is it say in the book of Genesis? Now I just figured something out. Because he don't reveal it, he reveals it to the simple and foolish, like me. In some translation, it says, and the dove was hovering over the face of the waters. Who's the only, you notice that water was never created, right? Who's the water? Elohim, correct me. 24 Elvis, correct me if I'm wrong what I'm about to say. What the Yehoshua shed for us? The lamb slain, put your mind together. The lamb slain, shake back. The lamb slain, what Mike Tyson say? Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. That's how I quit smoking. I said, I love this withdrawal. I love going outside and working out, right? I love reading the Bible, but I don't hate reading the Bible. My delight is in the Bible. But I didn't love quitting smoking. I hated it. Doing what you hate, but doing it like you love it. I loved quitting smoking weed, right? I loved quitting fornicating. For we do not proclaim ourselves, right? Let the light shine out of darkness, right? Darkness always represents the evil one, right? You know when it's dark outside, that's when everybody start doing their mischief. Oh, it's time to go to the club. It's Friday night. It's Shabbat. Let's go to the club and drink and party, right? It's the one who has shown, but listen, it ain't them. It's the possession that they got. They possessed. When somebody screams at you and you just say, what's the problem? You just did an exorcism. They've been angry all day, and you were the one that they took it out on. So you did it, and you didn't resist the evil person. So you just did an exorcism. Now, if they put their hands on you, call the cops. The no edge, where the edge is at, or fall off into oblivion. Did I say something wrong? If they put their hands on you, call the police. Make sure you always got your phone with you. Women, always make sure you got your phone with you. Women, always make sure you got your phone with you. And say it again. Women, whoa, Adam, make sure you always got your phone with you and stop wearing tight, nasty clothes. They're trying to lead somebody astray. Got these women in the pulpit with tight red dresses on. Knowledge of the esteem of Elohim. Because let me tell you something. The 3 signs of masonry are red, white, and blue. Let me show y'all something. I told you I used to study more science. I was a 5%er. So Elohim was just preparing me with this stuff so I could share it. We almost done. Give me a second, y'all. What y'all see here? The 3 signs of masonry. Red, white, and blue. Look at them. They just know something that we don't know. Look how you looking. Look how you looking. Y'all ever notice Obama always had a look like he knew something, but he couldn't say nothing? See how his lips is all sealed? Like, man, I know something. Right? Here we go again. Red, white, and blue. Look at, let's see how they shake hands. Look. Look at the handshake. All right, let's go. Let's finish this off, y'all. We almost done. And we have this treasure in earthen vessels, right, in our bodies. If the kingdom of heaven lives inside of you, then the kingdom of heaven is here now. So that the excellence of the power might be of Elohim and not of us, proud, being hard pressed on every side, but not crushed, being perplexed, but not in despair. Luke 17:21. Being persecuted, but not forsaken. Being thrown down, but not destroyed. Always bearing about in the body, the temple, the dying of the master, that the life of might be also manifested in our body. For we, the living, are always delivered to death for the sake of, that the life of might be also manifested in our mortal flesh, so that death indeed is working in us, but the life in you. So that death indeed is working in us, but the life in you. Period. But having the same ruah of belief. According to what has been written, I believed, therefore I spoke. Open your mouth. That's in, what is that? TEH 116. I'm gonna look that up, see what that is, because I ain't gonna leave y'all hanging, right? I'm the waiter here right now. And then somebody could come up at the end, as long as there ain't no nonsense, because we don't have no time for that. My ex was on here today, trying to come up. Why would I let her come up? You my ex. I mean, I still love you, but I mean, we having a Bible study. If you want to sidebar with me, that's fine. But why do you want to come up to the thing? I mean, she could have wanted to come up, to maybe give her life to Elohim, but it wasn't time for that. If it was time for that, it would have been written already, and it would have happened. Everything that happens, everything you do was already written. Oh man, I can't find what TEH. I gotta close the whole book so I can see what this TEH is, right? TEH. Give me a second, y'all. See, I'm not good at Hebrew. TEH. What is TEH? Now we're gonna have to go through the book and figure out. Oh, it's Psalms, right? What it say? Psalms 116:10. And then we done here, y'all. Because it's Shabbat, right? And y'all gotta enjoy y'all Shabbat. 116:10. Nah. How many people feel better getting the truth? Only us 20. I'm about to show you what verse it is, brother. 116, Psalms 116:20. And you could go on. I'm about to post this up on YouTube. Once I have to wait a while for it to download, and then once it downloads, I'm gonna upload it on my YouTube, which is this. At Lust is Death 999. That's my YouTube. Our YouTube, not mine. Bible Study Fellowship. Right? Hashtag Bible Study Fellowship. I like that. Bible Study Fellowship. Because that's who we are, a fellowship. That's why we got to start loving each other. Because we ain't got nobody but us. Us 19 right here is all we got. You go start telling somebody to stop saying, hey, Zeus, and they're going to be ready to take your head off. Don't, you know what I mean? In a parable he did not speak. You just don't speak those names. If it was meant for them, they'd be here. You just keep spreading the gospels and saying, blessed be the name of Yahushua. Because all of us got different gifts. I believed, for I speak. I have been greatly afflicted. I have believed, because for I speak it into existence, y'all. And I said in my haste, all sons of Adam are liars. Who shall I return to? All his bounties are upon me. I lift up the cup. Didn't we just say that the name Jesus? Because that's what it is. And ask anybody that's of Latino persuasion. Jesus is the cup holder, right? For, he said, until I make your enemies your footstool. Or he make you the footstool of your enemies, right? Could be both ways, depending on your actions. Your acts, right? That's the book of Acts, right? Your acts, right? Guards the simple, the mentally ill, like me, right? The addicted, that's trying to chased away, right? I was brought low, but he saved me. This Bible cannot lie. But what you need to do is hope that he's talking to you here. Hope. Don't assume. The only thing you should assume, I'm going to tell you what you should assume because we're closing the Bible now. That's the most powerful word. These are the most powerful words you got. You can feel, right? You got 5 senses, right? You got your five senses. Trust them. Trust your five senses. If you feel a frequency vibe or something, right? Don't resist, right? Right? You have this word. Assume the position. What I say earlier, we are all soldiers in the Adonai's eye. Now it's time for war. Assume the position. You're either on Yehoshua's side or Jesus' side. The false light. Illuminati. Roman. Catholic. That's supposed to be a C. They got copyrights over this name, right? They put it in the book, right? They got the copyrights over the Bible. They think they do. Who got the copyrights? The dove has the copyrights. Because he said, I leave you and I prepare a place for you in the third heaven, right? But I don't leave you alone. I leave you with the dove, the Ruah, Kodesh, right? Or sacred breath. Your breath is sacred because now you know the truth and your eyes are open, right? Is there anything else we're supposed to go over? But stiff-necked, right? Exodus 8:32, Pharaoh hardened his heart to the truth. Sons of perdition, destined for the lake of fire, like Judas, they hell bent because they bad seed from bad sperm. They swam intentionally, right? They was trying to get there first, right? Because they were seeds of Satan. Genesis 3:15, right? And what other verse? Hold up. Let me show you the other verse before we end this off. In Genesis, give me a second, y'all. No, not Genesis. Give me a second. In John, Yohanan 8, I don't like using that because there was never a J in the Hebrew alphabet. John 8:44. What Yehoshua would say? I mean, what did they made a meme about it? About what is his name? Baby or whatever. He said, put some respect on it. He said, put some respect on my name, man. Right? Put some respect on the name, y'all. So now we got something new. We got one name to call on. And you better learn it. Yehoshua. We have the dove. And we have Judges 13:18. Why do you ask my name when it's beyond comprehension? And what's the new verse we got? We got a new verse. Hold up. Anybody remember that verse we looked up? Where's that verse we looked up? Oh, I'm gonna have to go back to the concordance. Give me 1 second. Next time we talk, we're gonna get here. We're gonna talk about Yehoshua's plan, salvation plan before time began. Right? It's all here. We're gonna talk about it. I just thought we just not right now because it's Shabbat. Right? Right? We're gonna go into this. Well, unless y'all want to screenshot this real quick, y'all could just go over it yourself. Yehoshua's salvation plan before the foundation of the earth. Right? Screenshot it if y'all need to. Yehoshua's salvation plan. I do the reading work for y'all because this is I'm 24/7, 7 days a week, working out my own salvation with trembling and fear. You ain't doing no favors. You're doing yourself a favor. This is all for you. He died on that. He was impaled for you on a tree, right? No, I can't make no images or anything that's in the likeness of heaven or anything like that, right? That's why I took my Passion of the Christ videos down. That's why I took a video that I had 5,000 views on, right? The one where I said, who this? Satan. What you want? Elohim built me up, brick by brick. And I'm never going to let you tear me down because you don't like the way the Bible talk. And I hung up on him. I took that down because I didn't know I was using a pagan word, right? I'm not going to take down any of the rest of my videos because it was done is done, right? That was before I knew the truth. And we ain't accountable for what we did in the past. So this we're going to pray, y'all. Here go the verses if y'all want them again, right? Sacred breath. The dove. Sacred breath. If you can't learn Ruah, sacred breath. Train yourself. Constantly train and condition yourself to meet and overcome all obstacles in your path. I'm going to say it again. Constantly training and conditioning yourself to meet and overcome all obstacles in your path. And if you're having a problem or something, just DM me. Be like, yo, D, I really need somebody to talk to. That's a GO8, a General Order 8. No, you ain't got to call me. A GO8 is what? A General Order number 8 is what? Calling on Yehoshua. Help me, Yehoshua. I'm in trouble. Actually, that's a GO number 1. No, a GO number 1 is sound the alarm. We got a GO 2, right? To take charge of this post, which is your home where you live in, and all your body, right? And all temple property in view, your physical house, right? All temple property is your house. Take charge of your post. You are the temple, right? You can't let no drugs come in your body, right? You can't let no alcohol come in your body, right? You definitely can't do this. You can't fornicate outside of marriage. Believe you me, Elohim got it all. It's always written out for you. Stop thinking you've forgotten or forsaken. We just read that you're not. In the name of the Abba, the Bar, and the Ruach Kadesh, the sacred breath. So be it, y'all. Have a happy Shabbat, y'all. I'm gonna put this on the thing once it downloads.